Good morning and welcome to My Morning Commute with your host, Craig Mooneyham. That was over the top, I know. Today it is September the 7th. No, me and these dates. September 8th. September 8th, yes. Driving to work. Nice morning again. It's about 50 or maybe 60 degrees, like right at 60 degrees here in Houston. It's wonderful and welcome. But I have a little beef this morning that I want to address. It's one of my pet peeves of driving. It's people who don't use their turn signals. For God's sake. The turn signal is really easy to use. You can do it with your pinky. You can push it down with your pinky. You can even reach down and lift it up with your pinky. Very minimal exertion on the part of the driver. However, it's not about the turn signal and the exertion that it takes, exertion of force used to used to engage the turn signal, but it's about being aware. It's about being aware of others around you, being aware that you are not the only driver on the road, and that your actions on the road affect others around you, either positively or negatively. So it is a courteous and safe thing to do to let them know. By the way, that wasn't a pick. That's what's called a flick. I didn't actually reach in and pull anything out. That was not my intention. I used my thumb to barely get in the lip of my nostril and scratch. And those hairs get in there, you know, like, and then they like tickle right in there. So just had to clear that up. So using the turn signal, easy thing to do, really easy thing to do. But beyond that, because I could talk for days about the turn signal and using it and what it means philosophically and what it means about people in general and their state of awareness and blah, blah, blah. But you don't want to hear that, right? Nobody does. I drive people crazy with that. But what I do want to talk about is the correlation, or not, it's probably not really a correlation, it's probably not the best word, but the relation, the similarity between turn signals and flush handles. Hold on one second. We're at this turn again where, you know, I need to have this disclaimer. Don't try this at home. Don't try to video yourself while you're driving. But I promise you, paying attention to the road. Oh, and by the way, I just used my turn signal while holding this device with one hand and driving with the other. I'm actually using both hands. Okay, enough of that. Yeah, the flush handle. Ladies, I don't know about you. I don't know what goes on in your restrooms, if the women flush the toilet there, or if most women, or if all women flush the toilet when they're done, but at my place of employment and elsewhere, public restrooms and, you know, all over, guys don't flush the toilet. Now, not every guy, and it may be 1 in 10, I don't know, but they especially at the urinal, they leave their smelly, fermenting pios, that's really southern for urine, pios, they leave it in the toilet. So, like, I don't get it. You know, here's the deal. Okay, so the blinker handle and the flush handle look very similar and function similarly. Granted, the flush handle is opening a valve, whereas a blinker is not. It's anyway. But they look similar, and the way in which you activate them is very similar. Very simple. I don't know why a guy, when he's standing at a urinal, when he gets done, after tucking his junk back in his trousers, once he releases his zipper, like from the top of his zipper to that flush handle is probably like, I don't know, depending on how tall the guy is, 14 to 20 inches. All he has to do is reach his hand, continue the upper stroke. That sounded really bad, but here's what I mean. The upper movement of his hand, his zipper, he's zipping up, let go of the zipper, reach over, and hit the handle. Now, if it's an issue of not wanting to touch the handle, okay, cool. You make a fist and kind of bop it, and it works perfectly. It's simple to do. It flushes your smelly piss down the toilet. We don't have to sit there looking at it festering, where, like, you know, you have like moss growing on top of it and all that. We don't want to see it. We don't want to see the fermenting piss. We don't want to smell it, and it's so simple to do. So, but here's another thing. So, moving aside from the urinal, sometimes when you go into the regular toilet in the stalls, it's not that they leave their stuff there, but they leave the ruins of their stuff there. Yeah, the residue, the skid marks. But I mean, I'm talking like nasty sometimes. And, you know, it's so, like a guy goes in, he drops a Hindenburg and flushes once, and he expects that to do the trick. And then the next guy comes in and is like, oh my God, what happened here? Do we need to call 911? And so that's an issue. That's a problem. Why not just flush? Yeah, because you know the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, your defecation wasn't evacuated in one flush. So think about that here. You need to flush that thing a couple of times, look back down in there, see, make sure you're not leaving any evidence that you were there. That's what you need to be. When you go to the restroom, in a public restroom, look, I don't care if you want to leave it there in your house and not flush. Hey, knock yourself out. Enjoy. But in public, a restroom that's public or semi-public, you know, a place of employment, man, you want to be like a smooth criminal. You want to get in there and get out without leaving any evidence. Dude, there's DNA all on your skid marks, so you need to flush that stuff. Make sure it goes down. Flush it 2 times. Hey, flush it 3 times if you want to, all right? Do it. The whole water conservation thing does not apply to you flushing your toilet. It's out the window. So maybe the same people who aren't using their blinkers, they're not flushing the toilet. These might be the same people. Have a good day.